Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Force Strategy Gaming. This is game number 3 here between QXC and Machine. We are now tied up 1-1 between these two players. And this time, as you can see here, we are on Terminus RE. Down in the 6 o'clock position, our purple Terran player is QXC. And then up over here in the 12 o'clock position, EG's Machine as the pink Zerg player. So yes, game number 3 here between these two players, now tied up 1-1. And I am quite excited to see how this one plays out. Very large map, very macro focus. The first 2 games that we saw were incredibly macro oriented. They were just longer games. We saw some pretty intense action as well. Hopefully they were enjoyable for you guys. They were a lot of fun to commentate, even though there was a hell of a lot going on. Just goes to show you that at professional events, they typically have 2 commentators. It's for a reason, because, you know, a lot of these professional matches, when there's so much going on, it's hard for one person to keep track of everything. I do my best, though, and I think I do a pretty damn good job, and hopefully you guys think so as well. I mean, hell, you're watching my commentaries, so I assume at the very least you like my style. Aw, shucks. Thanks, guys. All right, so being such a large map and being such a macro-focused map, wouldn't really be all that surprised if we saw Machine go for like 15, 16 hatch, something like that. Certainly quite possible, especially given the fact that QXC isn't scouting early at all. He's going with his 10 depot and 12 racks. Are we going to see a 13 refinery? Uh-oh, cutting SCVs. Here's a second racks. QXC opening up with some 2 racks early marine pressure. We can see there was about 20 or 30 seconds there where QXC wasn't making any SCVs. That was because he wanted to cut back on SCV production to get that second racks out a little bit earlier. Now, hopefully with that, QXC is able to do a lot of damage here, because that is, even if it's only a small window of time, not getting out that extra SCV does set you back economically, and it can certainly hurt him. So we can see Machine, in fact, did go hatch first, getting that pool immediately after that. It's really going to come down to this 2 racks pressure and how effective QXC is. Now, as we can see here, QXC just now finally scouting out. He is first checking that upper right position, and then will immediately be moving down over to this left position. And as you can see, once he eventually gets there, he will be scouting out precisely where Machine is. 2 racks worth of marine pressure coming out right now. The second rack's actually getting dropped on the low ground, so that's got a little bit closer. You can see these marines, of course, have to move down here and around here, and then cut towards where Machine's base is going to be. And very nice denying of that scouting there with that early marine, denying that drone from scouting out. Can't believe he really got that kill. Machine should have been able to micro away from that. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to. And it looks like, is he going to have this rallied? Yes, it is. It is rallied straight towards the base of Machine right now, so he knows where he's going. Checking that upper left-hand position, and there it is, finally confirming the fact that this is where Machine is. And here comes the bunker pressure right now. QXC has got an opportunity to do a lot of damage. It's really going to come down to how well Machine is able to defend against this. We've got that Overlord checking a scout out there. There was a scouting SCV that was checking this position up here as well. And does he have no idea? Finally checking it right now. He's finally aware, but it's a little bit late. We've got 2 Marines here already. There is a 3rd Marine. He's going to be forced to pull down with all of these workers here at the line, and I think he may need a few more. We're going to be seeing a bit of micro here from QXC. He is getting mopped up, but there's some more Marines coming as well. Some more SCVs. SCV turning to engage to try to help with the damage here. Marine pulling forward as well, and Machine is taking some very heavy losses right now. Big problem as well. You can see he's forced to come out with all these Zerglings just to deal with this pressure. Don't know why the Queen isn't just sitting on the high ground to try to do some damage. He actually wants to go down to try to help protect this expansion and try to bunch up those Queens. That Queen could have set up here, though, and QXC wouldn't have been able to see him, and the Queen could have just done damage to that bunker. I'm really shocked that he didn't do that with one of those Queens. But again, he's a little bit concerned about this export right now, so he wants both Queens down here to try to help defend against this Marine poking and prodding that's going on. QXC slowly crouching ever closer. He doesn't even have that transition up yet. He should be getting that expansion very, very soon. You can see right now he does have those extra resources for it, and there it is, dropping that expansion to coincide with this 2 racks pressure. But in all honesty, this is doing a lot of damage right now. We can see Machine does finally have a spine up, is going to be changing position right there, trying to get a little bit closer so that once these Marines pop out. But QXC is committing so hard to this, and he's actually got a few Marines up on the high ground trying to poke into the main base that is undefended by those spines and or Queens. Nothing but Zerglings up here, plus these back here. Speedland's trying to get around. This is the moment right now for Machine. He has got to break this. Marines on the high ground, pulling back. shredding through those Zerglings. This is scary right now for Machine. He has taken very, very heavy losses. Look at how far behind QXC is right now, and QXC able to sneak Marines up into the main. He's in a tremendous position to do a lot of damage. He's got some more Marine reinforcements. These Marines sniping down Overlords, forcing a supply block, and that's going to force QXC after this. It's going to force Machine after this to rebuild a lot more Overlords. Just that one's not going to be enough. Wedging himself in the corner, doing as much damage as possible. We get that bunker now in range of that spine crawler. Is able to do some damage, actually poking off those Zerglings as they try to swoop around there. This is unbelievable. Actually, is he in range of the spine? No, he's in range of the larva as it moves closer and closer to that bunker. That's absolutely hilarious. The Marine pressure is continuing right now, and nothing else. He's actually preparing with another expansion. QXC feeling very far ahead. He's just getting ready to try to take advantage of that by coming out with that quick third, and QXC really has just done so much damage. You can see that supply block is still there. Heavy, heavy losses for Machine, and I am really not sure what he's going to do because he's still not in a position to break this anytime soon. Let's take a look at the income. Machine suffering pretty heavily, and QXC is just keeping the pressure on. He's keeping his thumb down here and preventing Machine from doing much of anything. And there we go. We've got 14 Zerglings coming out, and that's might be enough to actually be able to overwhelm this. And the Queen gets dropped as well, so the loss tech counter just keeps going up and up for Machine, and he's getting dangerously close to losing this expansion of this small group of Marines with some good micro continuing to poke forward. There we go. Speedlin's trying to push forward to get that surround. This is the moment right now. Machine needs to overwhelm. He's doing what he can. There's a mass repair going down, and I don't know if he's got enough Zerglings. All of these are full of Marines, and the DPS shredding through those Zerglings, and there's the GG, and that's the end of the series. What a game number 3. Now for the Keen of Eye, I think you will have noticed that this was actually casted in reverse order. I'll tell you that wasn't intentional. I don't pre-screen these games, and I assume that the order that they're presented is that the order that they're played in, and 99.9% of the time that's correct, but as you can see, these games were played in reverse order. Whatever, just happened. Not the biggest of deals. It doesn't happen all the time. Sorry if it offends you or bugs you or whatever, but either way, they were good games, and I think you should have enjoyed them regardless of what order they were commentated in. Technically, this was game number 1, but again, I unfortunately casted them in reverse order by mistake. Whatever. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe. I promise you games don't always get commentated in reverse order. Thanks again for watching, guys. Keep watching and keep owning.